Good evening, everyone. Today we are considering lesson 14 of grade 1 ABRSM, and my name is Toyin Isijola. We shall be considering construction of major scales 3, key G major scales, and key signature in both clefs. Next slide. Here we'll be talking about the summary from the last class. In last class, we talked about introduction of the concept of major scales, and we showed the scales in action with C major. In 2, we were taught every major scale can be constructed from the tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Now, in this very class, we'll be considering the G major scale. Next slide. Our learning objective at the end of this class, we should be able to construct a G major scale. Next slide. Here are scales called the major scales. When we consider this scale, we'll discover that we have one sharp, and that is the key signature for the G major. Let us start by looking at the G major scale using the rule we learned from C major scale. We know it will start and end on G. We also know there will be a note on every line and space from G to G. Every name letter will be included once and in order. So, starting with G, we then have G, A, B, C, D, E, F. We can also look at that from the scale represented above, and we considered the ascending order as well as the descending. We also consider it on the treble scale and also on the bass scale. Next slide. Here we represent the G major scale with the scale and with an octave on the keyboard. Now we need to work out if the notes are natural, sharp, or flat. Let us check the intervals, starting with G, remembering the patterns: tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Now when we look at the keyboard, we have G, A, B, C, D, E, and then we look at the black key. There we have the F sharp, and then we have G again because we started on G and we are ending on G. But don't let's forget the rule that every letter is present just once. And now between the G and the A, you have a black, and that is the distance between the two. So here, the distance between the G and the A is a tone, and also between the A and the B is a tone. Now consider the distance between the B and the C. there is no black note in between the two white notes. So therefore, the distance moved there is a semitone, not a tone, but a semitone. Then also consider from C to D. There we have a movement of a tone. And from D to E, we also have a movement of a tone. Now, don't forget, from E to F sharp, we have a distance of a tone because the F in that place is not considered. And so therefore, the distance we have between E and F is a tone. Don't forget, not a semitone, but a tone. And then we then have from that F sharp, which is the black key, to G is a semitone. Next slide. Now here, all the notes are natural, which means they are all on the white key, except for F sharp. The reason it is an F sharp and not a G flat is because of the second rule. We must not forget the second rule. It says every named letter is included once and in order. There is already a G used, so there cannot be another G flat. There is no F used yet, and every letter must be included. So what we have there is an F sharp. It's represented below. Next slide. The, the pattern of the major scale. Now, if we look at the G major, we have one sharp, and that one sharp is on F. So it is called F sharp. If we consider D major, we are going to have two sharps, and the first one is going to be on F, while the second one will be on C. If you want to know whether that's true or false, you have to use your tone and semitones in the construction. Don't forget. Then, when we talk about the A major, we have three sharps. The very first one follows the same order: F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. The scales you need to be familiar with for this class are C and G. C major is a natural scale and it has no key signature. As well, G major has only one sharp, which we said the other time that is on F. F carries the sharp. So the note that is sharpened in the scale of G major is F. Don't let's forget. It only has one key signature, which is the sharp. Next slide. Here we have some questions for us to consider to test our knowledge and to see whether we have been able to learn and understand the G major scales. Just three simple questions. Next slide. Here we have a summary of what we have learned. We have considered the G major scales. If you have any question, please feel free to post your questions and your answers will be given to you. And our next topic will be considered in the next slide, and that is the construction of major scale 4, key G major, scales and key signature in both clef. Thank you very much. Here are the references. You can make reference to all these books and you gain more and better knowledge. Thank you for listening. See you again in the next class. Bye for now.